How do you film inside a 2,000-year-old tomb at night, alone, and still keep the right color contrast? How do you avoid breaking your back as a solo filmmaker? Today, I'll show you a super simple and intense way to do it.
They say that deep beneath the burning sands, beyond the crumbled ruins and forgotten temples, lies a kingdom swallowed by darkness, where ancient kings still guard their secrets, and the echoes of their wrath whisper through these stones. Once, kings ruled here with iron will and dark secrets. Their palaces glittered with gold, until the night they vanished, swallowed by the very shadows they commanded. Their treasures faded into legend, their names into dust, but their wrath remains. It is sad that those who disturb their rest awaken what was buried, not by men, but by fear itself. The walls whisper in forgotten tongues. The air thickens, heavy with memory. There are no riches here, only warnings carved in stone and blood. Once you enter, the way back closes behind you. And when the last light fades, the ancient guardians awaken, and no one will hear your cries. Some doors are meant to stay closed.
I wanted to shoot the opening scene at sunset. We arrived at the location early, but because I had a lot of gear and no crew to help, it took a long time to set everything up. We managed to get the wide shot while the sun was still above the trees. Here it is. But by the time I switched to the medium shot, the sun had already moved behind the trees. It was clear I couldn't shoot it like that. Without contrast, this wasn't the look I wanted. In the end, I decided to use the C100 to bring back the quayside light, and it was the right call. The Cinepeer C100 is lightweight, battery-powered, and bright enough to quickly rebuild contrast even in fading light. It was strong enough to restore the shape on the actor's face, and we got a great shot with a cinematic feel. Always keep a light on hand so you can quickly rebuild your quayside if you need to. Let's move on. Next, we moved down into a 2,000-year-old tomb, and outside, night was falling. As you can imagine, the camera can't see in complete darkness, so I needed to raise the light level inside the cave in a way that still looked realistically dark and cinematic. To do this, I set up a second C100 with a soft blue light. I left the other C100 near the entrance to keep the feeling that there was still some light coming from outside. I also used a fog machine to create a more mysterious atmosphere. The fog helps catch and shape the beams of light, making them visible in the air and adding more depth to the space. The warm beam you see comes from a flashlight. It adds warm highlights on the face, guides the viewer's attention, and helps shape the scene with natural-looking accents. Shooting in a place like this is always a challenge, but it's also an opportunity to create a unique mood you can't get anywhere else. That's how we shot the next few scenes inside the tomb. About your back and hand. Obviously, when you're a solo filmmaker or working with a very small crew, you have to do a lot of things yourself, from setting up lights to operating the camera. That's why I always use the Digital Photo ER8118 Easy Rig. It shifts the camera's weight off your arms and onto your back, distributing it in a way that lets you work faster without getting tired. You can easily adjust the angle, low or high, whatever you need. It's an amazing tool. About the final scene. This one is as simple as it gets. The C100 has a special mode with shifting, colorful light. It creates a really cool effect. So I used this feature to show the spirits awakening in the afterlife. All the links are in the description. Even with minimal gear and no crew, you can still create powerful cinematic images. Always shoot your own movies.